Good evening. I'm Dr. Kim.
Hi, I'm Dr. Leanne, and we're here. We're going to be talking about MaxMoms today, which is something that I am excited about. Right? I just have my my new baby. I'm going to talk to you about how my process was, just to help you out, right? Especially if you're thinking of becoming a mom, of creating a family, or you're already a mom and you want to have a different experience this second or third time around, right? Or fourth, whatever. So that how you can best help yourself through the whole process, starting before you even get pregnant, and how you can help your baby later on too. Okay, so let's get going here. So, right, the miracle of life. Creating a baby, it is something, I don't know, I wish that everybody would want to do it. Every woman would want to go through it, because it is something like never before, right? It is this one thing that doesn't matter how many times people or women try to explain it to you, how it feels, what do you think, what are your emotions. You have no idea until you go through that. So Kim, Dr. Kim, I hope that whenever you're ready,
vicariously living through her through this experience.
That works too, right? And it is another way to see how amazing our bodies are. How amazing us women are, how much power we have, how like strong we are to be able to create this lovable human being, tiny person, and just love it with all your heart, and see it grow so quickly in front of your eyes, so quickly. So yeah, let's go over and start with this, because the ideal thing would be for you to start before, right, you get pregnant. You prepare your body, you prepare yourself for it, like eating right, doing exercises, taking the right supplementation, making sure that you prepare your body, cleaning your body of toxicity, so that that new baby comes in as, I don't know if more perfect is possible, right? But yeah, we can definitely affect in a positive way and in a negative way how babies come into our life. So this is going to help you out a lot.
Definitely. So the first step is, a lot of women wait until they start to have that low back pain in the second and third trimester. But typically, a lot of people in general come to a chiropractor because of low back pain. So the reason for this is, and why we want to talk about it now and not to wait till you have the low back pain, is so that you can have a better birthing experience. There's research out right now that if you get adjustments before you actually go into labor, it could decrease the time of labor. So that's awesome. Chiropractors can also help to ensure proper pelvic alignment for optimal positioning of the baby. So I'm sure you've heard of a breached baby before, and although in chiropractic we do not turn babies, but there are techniques out there that chiropractors do, and especially us who are certified in ICPA and have certification in the Webster technique. You can help that baby by being properly aligned to help with that birthing process.
Yeah, definitely. And not just like the structure of you, mama, that needs to be like in the best position, but just imagine if your nervous system, right, which is what actually makes your baby grow, and that innate power for those two cells to come together and become a human being. We wanted to make sure that it is working at its best, right? We wanted to make sure that it's working at 100%, so that your baby will also be developed and grow and be created 100%, right? So let's go right on it, right? So the pregnancy, it is divided into 3 trimesters, right? It is, let me see here. It is 40 weeks long, right? And it can range anywhere from 37 to 42 weeks. That's more of the norm, but it could happen before the 37 weeks, and it could happen after the 42 weeks,
42, yeah.
which is okay, right? Right now, there's I know here it's oh, your baby can't be longer than 42 weeks in your belly, and why not, right? The baby will come when the baby is ready to come out, right? I know there's oh, it's too big. If you're doing the right things, you should not worry about it. Your body is prepared for whatever comes, right? For any size of your baby to come. And that's how it is, okay? So as baby grows and develops, moms will go through a lot of different changes. So let's go through some highlights of each of the trimesters so that you know what to expect, okay? And understand what is okay. So the first trimester goes anywhere from the first week up until the 12th week of pregnancy, okay? And the thing is that this is very different for many women, right? Because at the beginning, you have no idea that you're pregnant, right? If it's not something that you kind of planned or looking for, you don't feel anything at all. You don't feel any changes. We know of a friend, right?
One of my good friends
Yes.
didn't know and went to her midwife after a while because she didn't get her period for 2 months and told her that she was pregnant. So she literally made it through her first trimester and did not know at all.
She didn't know she was pregnant through the whole 3 months. So.
Kudos for her, though.
Oh, yeah. That's a very short and nice pregnancy. So it is very different for everybody, right? So it doesn't mean that this is going to happen to you. It doesn't mean that you're going to feel this way, okay? But what are the things that you start noticing? Okay, so your breast gets swollen and it gets tender. You might start getting nauseous. You're gonna start maybe even vomiting, right? There's fatigue. There's that morning sickness, which I hate calling it morning sickness because my experience was that it was all day long, not just in the morning. So don't don't think it's only in the morning that could happen, right? You get different cravings. You're going to go more into the bathroom. You're going to start gaining a little bit of weight. Some women even lose weight at the beginning, right? It's just your body preparing for, all the changes and that baby that is forming. What do you need to be reading and studying? So, the number one book is What to Expect When Expecting, right? I did not buy the book. There's an app right now, which is pretty nice. Shows you pictures. It is exciting to go and check it out every week because it shows you how your baby is growing. So this is what it looks now. Does it have eyes? Can it see? Can it hear you? Does it have nails, the hair, everything? And that's pretty exciting to know what's happening because most women do not even have a belly. They're not showing anything at all. So you're like, yes, I'm pregnant, but you're still not as excited because you're not maybe feeling anything or might not be feeling good at all, right? Another book that is very, very good, it's called Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. And this is all about natural childbirth, and it reminds women about that innate wisdom that we all have, right? About that power that we do have, and not to lose it as we go through this process because of what we've been told of what should be happening, and this is what you need to do now, which in majority of the cases that's not how it goes, okay? So it is very important to educate yourself. This is why you're here with us today, right? This is why you're listening to us. This is why you need to read books and get yourself all the information that you want. So when you make a decision, you're gonna stick to that decision. It doesn't matter what they say or how bad they make you feel. Just stick to your guns because this is what you want and this is the best thing for you and for your baby.
Can I make a comment?
Yes.
The one thing you should do the minute you find out that you are pregnant, start planning your birth plan.
Yeah.
right then and there, start planning it out. It can change throughout the trimesters. Just have a plan, because when you don't have a plan, you're failing.
Right. Yeah. You don't know how to respond to different situations. You will feel lost and actually overwhelmed, because it is a lot that is happening. You're going to receive a lot of information, and you want to have the heads up, right? When you go into the situation, when you go into an appointment, when you talk to someone, you already want to know like what is happening, so that you can have better questions, right? More informed questions, and you can take out more, let's say, quality information back home that will actually help you out. Okay. Another book is The Birth Partner, and this is actually for the partner, either for your dad, or if you're going to have someone there to help you through the whole process. Because my personal experience, I am so happy and glad, and I feel lucky to have had my husband as my partner during the whole pregnancy and during the birth, because many times you feel overwhelmed, and you can even feel alone through this and not knowing what to do, what to expect. So having that person there with you, supporting you, and have them understand what stage you're at, what's going on, what to expect, man, it really helps you move forward and leave those like scary emotions of fear of the unknown behind. Even during the birth process, that was super important. So having that one person with you, and having them read and participate in the classes with you, and be at one with you, it's priceless. I tell you, this is one important thing that every woman should have. It could be a friend, it could be a family. It doesn't have to be your partner if you don't want it to be, right? Oh, sorry. Yeah, learn about ultrasounds, right? Do a lot of research about it. My experience, because I'm 42, right? So I'm like over the age that called, I know it's kind of like
a geriatric pregnancy.
Yes, they call it now a geriatric pregnancy, right?
That's 42.
That's terrible, but that's how they call it, right? So one of my first visits, I went to a OBGYN just to kind of like see what's going on, making sure that everything is okay. The one thing that he told me is like, oh, so because you are over 38, when your last trimester, you're gonna get ultrasounds every week, right? And I wasn't okay with that, right? Because I was informed, because I studied, what are ultrasounds for, what do they do, and what's the reason behind them, right? My way of seeing it, and this is very personal, but you need to think about things like this, right? The ultrasound does cause stress to the baby. There are studies that have shown that they do affect the growth of the fetus, right? So like, if there's something that's not necessary, then why do it? That's my way of thinking. And if my baby came, with different issues, I was clear what my next step was going to be, right? So it didn't make any difference for me to know, if this is very personal, but I do really like push you into go get more information about why you need so much ultrasound, and what could be the effects, and if you really need them or not, right? So I know some women that don't get any ultrasounds at all during the whole pregnancy. We did too. One, because we wanted to know everything was okay, and then at the end, because we had to. And that's something I could have thought a little bit more, and we didn't. That's what we're talking about, right? Just not losing that power of yours, and being very determined on what your decisions are, because you're more vulnerable. And you're talking about your baby, right? So you start double what do you say,
like double guessing,
double thinking about like going back and forth, this is the correct thing, or am I not doing enough? And sometimes, in this case, less, it is I think for me, the way to go. Okay. And then the other thing is vaccines, right? We're not going to talk about it here about their vaccines, what they are or whatever, but make sure that you look into it, that you educate yourself. I was talking to a mom this morning, and she asked me, so what do you do? I'm like, well, I'm not vaccinating my kids. And I told her the same thing I'm telling you. It's like, I'm not going to tell you why, or this is the way it is or not. Just go and get informed. You have to educate yourself, because she did have one of her girls' vaccine, and she went to check on her, and she was seizing. She was seizing. So of course, very scared, not knowing what to expect, went to the hospital, and now they're thinking, should we or should we not continue giving her vaccines? And the only way is not for me to tell her or the doctor to tell her. They need to study, and it's a lot of information. Just start now to go over it.
I just wanted to mention this pamphlet right here. So in this office, we don't judge people for whatever decisions they make. I mean, we have patients that do in vitro. We have patients who try for a VBAC after a C-section. We have all different types of women in here. So this is just something we're carrying in the office. If you would like more information about vaccines, you can go to parentsforhealthchoice.com and you can get as much information as you want. It's not going to push you one way or the other. It's the same with us. We're not trying to push you either way. We just want you to be informed. All right?
Yeah, that's the number one thing here, because we want for you to make the best decision for you and your baby. And the only way to do that is having the right information, right? You don't want to be surprised or, oh my God, what I'm going to do, right? Because afterwards, you don't want to feel that you didn't do the right thing. And it is a big load to think that you didn't do the best thing for your baby, okay? So moving on, the second trimester, right? This is when you start to feel better, that, sickness starts to go away, you start to get your energy back, you start sleeping better. That's for most women, not necessarily, right? Some women have the sickness all through their pregnancy, but they call this like the honeymoon in pregnancy, because you're feeling great, right? This is when that pregnancy glow appears and people are telling you how beautiful you look, and you're feeling sexy while you're having that belly, because you're starting to show and you feel beautiful, and your hair and your skin and your partner is loving on you a lot, right? So it is the best time here. So you start to gain a little bit more weight. It should be anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds per month that you should be gaining weight. So it's like 14 pounds per trimester. Try not to, go over that, because then you get in the risk of preeclampsia, diabetes, and all the things that you really, this is something that you can avoid, right? So don't play with that, okay? The other thing is, your appetite increases, your uterus starts to expand, which you're gonna feel, right? Because that's that big muscle. It's gonna start. You might feel some cramping, like if you were having your period, but it's just the uterus expanding. Okay, increased energy. At the end of this trimester, you're gonna feel your baby starting to kick, right? And you're feeling it now because the space is getting limited for your baby because it's growing. So you start feeling, sometimes you even feel the hiccups when they get the hiccups. Yeah, that's kind of like, it's sweet and it's exciting to see that your belly moving and feeling it. Your ankles and feet might get swell. Your gums are going to get very sensitive and they're going to bleed. And, it's just part of the increase of circulation that it's happening in your body. I think that you double the amount of blood that you have in your body when you're pregnant. Double it, right? So that's amazing. You're gonna get leg cramps, you're gonna get constipation, dizziness, achiness all over, right? And one thing that helped me, I was talking to Dr. Kim, is this the magnesium glycinate. Oh my God, this was my savior for constipation and also for the leg cramps, right? This helped me so much. I wasn't taking it. I got constipated. I started taking that, and that was it. No more. It helped me so much.
And take it from somebody who doesn't have a child.
Yep.
You can also take magnesium when it's that time of the month and you're dealing with muscle cramps.
Yeah.
It's way better than Midol or Tylenol. It's a natural supplement. So
yeah, and magnesium, your body uses it for, I don't know, hundreds of different processes. So this is something that majority of us are deficient in it. So we all really should take a supplement of magnesium. And then one thing that you are going to start feeling is your achiness in your like lower abdomen, and this is because of the round ligament. It's a ligament that goes from your hip down all the way to your pubic bone, and it could get like stretched out. It's your hips, getting bigger and getting more relaxed, or getting prepared for your baby to get bigger and bigger. And this is when this is also a good thing why do you want to go to a chiropractor? Because we do help with that achiness in your abdomen and your round ligament and your low back. Okay. Yeah, I can keep on going. There's so much information here. Third trimester. So this is the last trimester. It starts, when does it start? In the 28th through 40th, or maybe a little bit more, and that's okay. This is when the honeymoon goes away. You're not in honeymoon anymore. That sickness, you can feel that again. You're gonna feel fatigue again. I mean, your belly's getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, I started walking like a penguin, right? You start wobbling side to side because that baby is growing, and your amniotic fluid, and you have your placenta there also, and it's a big difference. So your balance starts moving forward, right? Your upper back moves backward. I suffered from sciatica, but I was getting adjusted every week, so it went away very quickly. So it really wasn't a big thing. Yeah, so the third trimester is when you're getting excited about everything. You should, things like get your gift registry ready. Look for names if you want to. If you know the sex of the baby or you don't, and start getting ready. Work hard on that birth plan, because things can happen now, like the preeclampsia, the high blood pressure, the diabetes. You're going to be tested for all of that again, if you want to, right? Depending on where you're going to be going or giving birth. That's another thing, a big one. I do suggest that once you know you're pregnant, you start looking at different places that you want to go have birth. And we're going to be talking a little bit more after this.
So for those women out there that like numbers, we're going to talk about due dates for a second. So only 5% of women actually give birth on their due date.
Yeah.
That seems extreme, but it's so true because of the fact that you don't necessarily always remember when you conceived. And a lot of factors go into that with the period, before, after, all of those calculations. So due dates are typically calculated 280 days, which is 40 weeks. So from the first day of your last menstrual cycle, most women, like I said, don't actually deliver on that due date. So it's important to recognize that many women, especially first-time mothers, will pass that due date. And this is completely normal, so expect it to happen. For those women who do like the numbers, you can try the Marquette method or natural family planning. Besides birth control, or for the women that don't want kids, try this out. So if it's your first time having a baby, and that's typically 41 weeks and 1 day. So that's 288 days. And that's based on research. So how do you calculate this if you're interested in doing it? You're going to take the date of your last period, then you subtract 3 months, and then you add 15 days. And then that's technically your due date.
So the first day of your last period, right?
Yes. So the date of your last period, subtract 3 months back from that, and then you add 15 days, and that's more
closer,
yeah.
Yeah. Can I say, like, remember, this is really a guesstimate, right? So don't say, okay, so this is the day the baby has to come, because you know what? It's just putting more pressure on yourself, and you know, you're super vulnerable when that time is coming, and you don't want to do that. So just accept, right, that it can be before, it could be a little bit later, and that's okay. That is fine. Your body is going to start working towards delivering that baby when it's ready. So don't get stressed out, don't get worried about it, especially if everything is going perfectly. Why, right? And you know, one thing that I want to say is that you get a little bit anxious because people want to know, right? So they start asking, when's your due date? When's your birthday? When is it coming? And they start, you know, what is the horoscope? What is this? And you know, they just want to know, right? Because it's exciting and they're happy for you. They don't mean anything bad, but inside, when you get closer and closer to that day, it gets very stressful because what's happening? You know, I don't feel anything at all, no contractions, no nothing. So is everything okay? So, you know, my mom was here helping us, and so everybody would call her to ask about how I was doing, anything it was started or not. And so she would kind of like block all those questions from me, and that helped so much because I was my first baby, so a week after my due date. That's like what usually happens.
That's okay. So to go into your second pregnancy, gonna give Dr. Leanne this information so she can have another baby.
No, not yet.
That's gonna be 282 days total. So that's 40 weeks plus 3 days. So typically you hear, oh, it's your second one, it should come faster. And that's not wrong, but it's also
not necessarily.
Yeah, it's whenever your body is ready. So that one, you're going to take the date of your last period. You're going to subtract the same 3 months, but this time you're going to only add 10 days. And there you go.
Yeah. And then, you know, your body is creating a human being. You think, like, she won't know what to do and when that baby needs to come out. Come on, right? That's what I'm talking about, that power. It will give you ease, and it will give you confidence in what's going on, and love the process you're in instead of being worried and stressed out.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about prenatal. You should be taking these before you're even pregnant. So this is why we like to mention we don't judge people. We don't put people down. We don't make a new mama feel stressed because she didn't know she was pregnant. She didn't take prenatals. This information today is to give you those steps that you might not be aware of. You need prenatals before you're even pregnant because there's substances in these prenatals that women need to help support that baby. So before and during pregnancy, it is critical for a mother to consume a variety of these nutrients that I just showed you to help grow that developing baby. These comprehensive packets, which you can see also on your screen, it comes in a box, and there's maybe 30-day supply, 30-day, yeah. So there's a prenatal multivitamin, which helps supply the body with a wide variety of key nutrients. Omega Complete is awesome. It contains essential omega-3 fatty acids and osteo support, which helps supports mama and baby to build those healthy bones up. The combination of these supplements provide a variety and conveniency by using those packets. So a lot of questions we get in the office is, why even take supplements? Like, why do I need to take supplements? And not just for prenatals or menopause, that's another discussion women have with us, but in general, why do I need to take supplements? So the earlier supplementation begins, the better mom to be requires that adequate nutrient support and to help meet that nutrient demand for the growing baby. So that's why it's important to take supplements in general. These packets have supplements that you wouldn't get from food.
Right.
Even the healthiest diet, right? Because that's what I was just talking about, the food, the nutrients aren't there. So your body can't absorb that through a lot of the food that is processed today. And also high quality supplements ensure you are getting optimal amounts of the right nutrient for you and the baby. So that's why you should take supplements. And we're gonna go to birth options. So if you do have questions about supplements, let us know. What are some other things that you took during your trimesters?
Yeah, so magnesium glycinate, right? This is a.
She's like, I can't poop. I'm just gonna keep telling you guys.
Yes, you don't want any constipation when you're pregnant. That's very real, right? So vitamin C and vitamin D3 with probiotics. Okay, this, I always take vitamin D3 anyway, but with COVID, and you just want to make sure that your immune system is as strong as it can be. So you do that by how you're eating, right? And also by supplementing. So you have your prenatal, I had the magnesium glycinate, I had my vitamin C, and then my vitamin D3. I took that all every day, and I still do, right? Because of other things, but I do still take the prenatals because of breastfeeding, and maybe, you never know, in the future, another baby. Who knows? Just preparing my body for that, right? So if you have any questions, right? If you're not sure what you need, if you're already taking prenatals and are not sure that they are high quality, right? We're not looking for cheap here. We don't want that, right? We're talking about your baby being developed in your belly. You want the best, and the best is quality, right? So contact us. You can call us 303-862-7708, or you can go to our website, westward.maxliving.com, or here in Facebook. Just write us a message and we'll contact you. Give us your email and we'll, send you all the information that you need, or come talk to us.
If you know a friend that is currently pregnant, this is a great gift. If you're not going to make her baby shower thanks to COVID, just send her some in the mail.
Yeah, and it is very, very appreciated, because we all know that we need it, but we may not know where to get it, right? And we assure you that this is high quality, high nutrient, that it's going to help you a lot. Okay, so birth options, right? We mentioned like different things that you can do. So let's go ahead and start with, the traditional way, which is the hospital. This is what most of the Americans, they choose to go. I want to say, like with COVID, things have changed. People or parents we're looking for a safer place to go, right? Not as much virus and infections and all that thing.
Well, also, they only let you in a hospital have one supporter. So if you have to choose between your mom or dad and your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you shouldn't have to choose.
Right. And it's very important, right? At that moment, you want to make the least amount of choices when you're giving birth, because it's hard to be there present. That's why you have a partner. That's why you have a birth plan. So if you go into the hospital and you have specific things that you want, that you require, make sure that you're very clear of what it is that you want, and that what you're going to need. Probably when you do go to the hospital, they're going to tell you what's going to happen. Okay. And there's not a lot of room for you to make a decision, for you to change things, right? This is how it's gonna be, and this is how we're gonna do it. Okay, so just know that. okay? Because you might have an idea of what's going to happen, but then it's going to be something different. So again, study, look for information. You want to make sure if you're going to the hospital, there's little chance that there's not going to be any intervention. So again, make sure of what you want and that you go to the place that will give you that. Okay? We're gonna go.
I have a great testimonial about that. I've been to the hospital many times with a lot of my different friends who have had numerous babies all over. That's why I don't have kids. I don't need them. I got plenty of friends that have them. But for one, she was having a baby. She was going through labor. I was there with her. This was a couple years ago, even before COVID was around. And they came in 6 different times throughout the night asking about the vaccines while she's trying to sleep because her contractions weren't crazy yet. 6 times. That's, if somebody says no the first time, why did you come back 5 other times when changing nurses come in? Another option or another testimonial is, I know for me, when I was born, my mother had me at a hospital, but did not know the gender. So that was an option too. So even if you go to a hospital, you can still make it your birth to an extent. I can tell you, seeing women at a hospital go through birth, they tend to, especially during contractions, not care about anything in that moment. Like they'll have the baby and what they planned, no vaccines or no vitamin K in the eyeballs, or waiting for clamping and until the blood flow is done. All that can go out the door because you only are thinking about that baby and trying to protect them in that moment. So that's why you need that support system to be there to vouch for you, because sometimes even women get drugged up with an epidural, so they don't even know what's going on, or it's a C-section. I've seen it all different ways, and it's very important to know what you want for your birth.
You know, the way I see it is that, you know, birth is not a medical condition. You're not sick. There's nothing wrong happening with you. Why treat it like that, right? This is the most like amazing, beautiful, out of this world experience that you could have. Why, you know, treat it like something is wrong? So yeah, there's different things, like with the epidural, you talked about it. You need to feel those contractions, right? Because you that pain is there for something. It tells you, connects you with what's happening with your baby. When you do get that epidural, what happens is that
it numbs you the whole process of producing what you need to produce to birth that child out of you. It actually increases your labor time.
Yeah. It does, and it separates you from what's happening with your baby. And you know, it's drugs. It's that is getting to your baby too. The heart rates, they start to go down and everything. So you want to make sure that you know about it. Also, the pitocin, the pitocin, right? To start getting contractions, because maybe, I don't know, it's 5 hours and you haven't dilated what you're supposed to dilate. What happens is they are way stronger than natural contractions. So they create even more pain, and your body gets super tired, baby gets super tired, and guess what happens? That process stops. So the idea was to hurry it up, but what happens is that it's going to take longer and longer and longer. More pain, so then the epidural, longer and longer and longer, C-section, right? So those are things that you want to avoid. Again, make sure you know what could happen. If you have a doctor, an OBGYN that you love, go talk to them, right? Shouldn't you be able to say, this is what I want, this is what I do not want, this is what I expect from you, to talk and come to talk to me and talk to my partner and make sure that we're okay with everything. So get your power on, mamas, because this is your day. This is you. This is your life and your baby. The other thing is water birth. This is getting more and more common. And the thing is, there's a few benefits of water birth, right? It is super nice when you get into that warm water. It helps you relax, right? I did not give birth in the water, but I did use it to relax and to feel better, and it helps your muscles relax. So it helps with not tearing. It also, I mean, women are looking more into water birth because it helps. It says there helps it with less pain. Some questions that people ask. I remember my dad is like, but there's gonna be blood and there's gonna be like poop in the water, because yes, we do poop when we give birth, right? It happens. But the thing is, the water actually creates a filter, so it does not touch your baby, and your baby comes out with the vernix, right, which is that fatty white thing that you see, and it protects them too. And you're not there for a while. Like I remember that I got out for a few minutes because I needed to give birth to the placenta, so I was out of it. So it hasn't shown any bad effects to the baby or to mama. So, again, this is your decision. Feels very good when you're in that warm water.
Also, the baby is used to being in water with the amniotic fluid.
Yeah.
So it makes the baby a little bit more comfortable coming into the world with an environment that they're used to.
Yeah, they won't swallow water, right? Because they're not used to it until they're out of that water. They need to breathe. That's when they take their first breath.
It's not like they're down there for a while.
No. It's like he comes out and they bring him up. That's it, right? That's it. So yeah. So look at some
swimming
videos.
Lessons start today.
Yeah. Look at videos. There's some beautiful videos about moms giving birth in water. Just you need to do your homework, right? This is very important. Before we go, there's home birth. I think there we go.
Yeah, previous.
I think I missed. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Thank you. There's home birth, and this is happening more and more because you're in your own environment, right? Where are you going to be? I feel more comfortable than being at home, and you're doing it with midwives or doulas. Those are people that are prepared to do that too. If something is happening, they know how to act, they know how to react and be ready to protect you and to protect your baby. I gave birth in a home birth in a birthing center. It's called Huga. And they practice, the ambulance comes and they practice, they take their time, they know what they're doing, they're all ready for if anything. And before time, right, they make sure that you're healthy. They're always listening to the baby's heartbeat. So I felt very, very secure during the whole process, even before the birth, right? Just the classes and talking to them, all the information they gave us. And you don't have to be scared about that at all, right? Because they are ready. And it's not a hospital setting. It is more like a home setting. You have a bed, you have the birth water, you have the shower, so you can move around, and you have all the equipment that you need. If you want to grab onto the bar, if you want to use the ball, if you want, there's everything that you need. They have to make you feel comfortable during the process. Okay, so check them out, go see them, and do it as soon as you're ready. Postpartum recovery, right? So postpartum, I don't know, I thought, at the beginning, this is something that I gave birth and I was in postpartum. This is how it's going to happen, right? But if it's your first baby, you're in this cloud, you really don't know what's going on. You're just in love with your baby, trying to get to know your baby. But as time goes by, you're not sleeping a lot. There's a lot to learn. If you're breastfeeding, if you're bottle feeding, it doesn't matter. Changing the Pampers, how to do it, the belly, the belly button. There's so many things, and you have this kid that depends on you 100% of the time. That's it. So you're like, oh my God, so what do I do here? So it comes sometimes, it might be very mild. For some women, it's very, very deep, and there's help out there. That's the one thing that you need to know is you need to ask for help, either for your partner, to your partner, either the people, your mom, or your friends, or even call back to where you gave birth, or to your doula, to your midwife. They're there to help you through it. You don't have to go this alone. Call your friends that are moms already. We had a chat, and it's like I asked so many questions to my friend moms, and they helped me so much, right? You have that support, so don't forget about it. But you need to act. You need to do something, and don't let it get worse and worse, because it gets harder and harder and harder, because you realize, like my thing was realizing that, time is not mine anymore. I have this, I want to do this. This is my plan. Nope. That's not how it goes, right? The baby tells you what you're going to do, and that's it.
Like they do the rest of their life.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Baby sleeps when you sleep, right?
No.
Or you sleep when baby sleeps?
No, right? That's something that I heard so much, right? I heard it from people from everywhere, and that's not true, right? You try to sleep when your baby's sleeping, but you have so many things in your head that you need to do, and you need to like do it now, or it gives you more stress, and you're not going to be able to rest. So what you do is go do them. If you need, like the one thing was like, I remember me sitting down with my mom and my sister, and I started crying. I'm like, I haven't been able to take a shower. That was it. It stressed me out. They're like, oh, give me the baby, go take a shower. Something so easy to kind of like take care of, but it stresses you out because there's so many things that you're learning and you're doing. So yeah, you're not sleeping while your baby's sleeping. Sometimes you are, and you try to do the best that you can. Again, ask for help. Mm-hmm. The other thing is when you get friends or family coming over to meet the baby. This is my best recommendation that I received, was to tell them that, okay, yes, you can come in, but you need to bring me food. You need to like fold my laundry. You need to sweep the floor. You need to help me out, because you're exhausted. You're not in condition to really receive anybody, right? You're like in your t-shirt or on your panties, like you don't feel comfortable. Your lady parts are not right yet, right? So you're not there. So yes, come and meet our baby, but help us out.
And it's also okay to say no.
Yes.
It's okay for them to wait later on when you're ready, because it's not just the baby that they have to come and see. They have to check on you too, are you mentally okay? Are you exhausted to the point that even saying hello or opening the door, asking how the birth is, because they're going to hit you with 22 questions.
Yeah.
How to go. If you're not ready, it's okay.
Yeah, it is okay. It's your time, so take it.
So I love this slide. We're going to talk about a couple different things on this slide, and I put a few different links on there. So birth is an athletic event.
Yes.
All right. Just like you signed up to go do CrossFit, or you go to the gym, or you go to run a race, birth is no different. It's a long-term process event. So you want to prepare for this event before you're pregnant. We're going to just keep stressing that, because this event can elevate your mood. It can decrease your stress, decrease your anxiety, decrease pain in labor, improve digestion, increase glucose utilization when you're prepared.
Yeah.
Versus when you're not prepared, everything I just said, reverse it. You're going to be stressed. Don't do all that. Prepare, plan. So postpartum exercise is just as important as exercising during pregnancy. You're going to put on weight. That is okay.
Yes.
But you don't want to get to in the extent of you have to be on bed rest or you get gestational diabetes because you didn't take care of yourself. You never walked a day in 9 months. You don't want to deal with any of that. So postpartum exercise has many benefits. So after you give birth, it's critical for you to take your time to recover from that birth process. Just like any athlete who runs a race or does the Olympics, you think they just go the next day and go back to practice? No, they recover. Same thing with your birth. So to take into consideration all that your body has been through and use that time immediately following birth to recover and strengthen your pelvic floor. Just like Dr. Leanne said with your lady parts, they just went through some things.
Yeah.
They need to now be strengthened back to normalcy. So when you feel your body is ready for exercise again, start slowly and gradually. Increase intensity as you feel ready. So this is different for every woman. The Max T3 that you see on that slide is an excellent exercise program that you can do from your home in just 12 minutes a day, because you are going to be spending a lot of time at home with the baby. Most women get 6 weeks maternity leave, if that.
Yeah.
If you choose to take it, I highly suggest taking it.
More if you can.
More if you can. But Max T3 is a functional fitness program, which means incorporates multi-joint, compound, whole body movements that are found in everyday activities. So in addition to Max T3, also incorporate the essential characteristics of fitness, including power, strength, endurance, balance, flexibility, speed, and agility. So some of those you don't need right after birth, but the other ones you do.
Mm-hmm.
Another option on there is Birth Fit. I love Birth Fit. I used to actually shadow under a doctor before I became a chiropractor who is very involved in Birth Fit, one of like the higher up coaches. And that's all she did. She would work with women so here's an example. You exercise.
Mm-hmm.
I exercise. Who doesn't exercise? Everyone exercises 2, 3, maybe every single day of the week. You're not going to not do that if you're used to doing something like that. Like, you can't just give it up.
No, and you're going to feel, your body's going to want it, and you're going to feel so much better after you do it.
Yeah, and when we say exercise, it doesn't have to be burpees, okay? Like,
no.
you just fluctuate what type of exercising you're doing because you're growing a baby. So you have to be smart about it too, because I have known women who are CrossFitters in general who went a little too extreme second trimester into third and then had to be put on bed rest, because that's what happens. You can hurt yourself. So just be smart about it. Look into Birth Fit. Look into Max T3, which we offer in the office as well. But like I said, it's an app. You can get it on your phone, and you can do those workouts at home.
I did lots of squats. Lots of them. That was my part of the exercise that I was doing. So breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is super, super important, but I do want to say, don't feel pressured into that you have to do it, right? Some people choose not to, some women choose not to, some they do, and some they do but can't. So, I feel that there's a lot of kind of like you have to do it, and what happens is becomes a stressful situation, and it is not good for you, it is not good for your baby, it's not good for the milk letdown. I mean, it can be very, very painful. So whatever you choose, that's fine, right? Just make sure that this is the decision that you're making, and you're okay, and you don't care about what people say, okay? That's important. If you do choose to breastfeed, I mean, you're giving so much to your baby. It is, I want to say that your body, right, is created to give birth and to feed your baby, and it is amazing. Okay, it is a process, so I do recommend that you talk to a lactation consultant. Ashley at Huga, that she helped us so much. Because it could be painful if you're not doing the latch correctly. Your baby, might not be feeding appropriately or enough because you're not doing it right. Just a little bit of a fix here and fix there, your hand here, your other hand over here, and that will do the trick. So don't feel ashamed. Just go and ask questions, right? And the consultant is the one person that you need to go see and to need to go to ask, because it's going to help you a lot. And it creates like a special bonding with you and the baby, and you giving the baby what it needs. It is so amazing that your breast milk is going to change depending on the needs of the baby, right? When your baby is latched on, the baby's saliva, right, goes through your nipple, and your body knows, okay, my baby needs this now, more fat, more protein, more micronutrients, right? So it will change accordingly. Isn't that amazing? Which any formula, it won't do. It doesn't matter where it comes from, right? So,
and I do know women. My new hair lady yesterday amazed me. The first time I heard this, she made it to 4 years breastfeeding. Now, obviously, the kid is not on 24/7. At that point, it's like at night, things like that. But my friend, 18 months, like no problem, is on now her second kid. So she's back to doing it again. But it's possible. And it's not like a time thing, like, oh, the baby turned a year and I'm done. Like, it doesn't work like that.
No, you choose. I mean, really, your baby chooses when they want to stop or not, and you follow what they want to do and what you want to do, right? So if you work or if you don't work, you can breast pump. There's like so many things that you can actually do. There's different. If you can't breastfeed or you choose to not do it, then do the research. Again, you need to find formulas that will give your baby the nutrients that they need, right? So like Similac and Famil, they send me that, and you can see on the side that the first ingredient is a corn sugar, right? High fructose corn sugar, and this is how you want to feed your baby. Not really. So there's European milk food. Formula, thank you. Formula that you can find. I went to what it's called. I wrote it here. Let me
see it.
Yeah, that's the one that I use for a baby, and it's great because I wasn't producing enough because I had a breast reduction, so like a long time ago. So he wasn't being satisfied. He wasn't gaining weight as he was supposed to, or in a healthy way. So we started adding this formula, and it worked. We also, there's like a formula that you can do. There's a recipe for you to do at home. Or you go to Radiant. Let me see. Let me find it because I have it here.
Well, while you look for that,
yeah,
I like how it says certified organic, no palm oil, lactose only, and made with Swiss cow milk. So there's no ingredients that say sugar, sucralose, high fructose corn syrup, which are like the first 3 ingredients with Similac.
If you want, you see right there.
So the reason why Similac is bad as well is because all that sugar makes your baby not only blow up with, getting fat quicker, but also it makes them crash so that they sleep.
And some mamas, they do like that because they are sleeping longer at night. Instead of 2 hours, maybe they sleep 4 hours. But the thing is that they sleep more because they're not digesting that food as they're supposed to, right? Because that kind of ingredients are not meant, or your baby's stomach, a digestive system is not ready to digest that type of food and ingredients. So, just be aware, and you have other options. I go to myorganiccompany.com, and then they have different options of this different baby foods like Holy, Hip, Kendamil, and I chose Luluca. Just go over it. They have all the information that you might need. Okay. So breastfeeding. Okay, yeah. So how to improve it, right? There's garlic that you can take. You can definitely get adjusted, right? And not that adjusting your spine is gonna automatically, right, like increase your milk. But what it does, it helps your body function better, right? So it's going to communicate better with your baby and give what your baby need. Okay. There's also different techniques that your lactation consultant can help you with. She was doing it was kind of like every day do 15-15 like pumping, because you want, like, the idea was to for your breast to create more milk, so you were stimulating it a lot more. So there's different ways that you can go through and help. Just need to ask for help, right? Let's keep going here.
Would you like me to do this one? Because I think you skipped one.
I did. No,
You flipped them?
Yes. So chiropractic, right? Why we see pregnant women is because, like I just mentioned, right? We want to make sure that the brain is connecting 100% with the rest of your body, because your brain is that intelligence that is actually developing your baby in your belly, right? And you want to have your posture, the structure, your hips, everything in the right place, so that when that belly keeps growing, that you have this correct space, so that your baby keeps growing. And it helps you with, for me, it helped me with sciatica. It helps you with sleeping better. It helps you with labor, make it shorter, less pain, right? It has so many benefits.
So I actually wrote down the top 11 reasons that popped into my head why mothers should bring their children in. So not only should mom get adjusted before and during pregnancy, and also after pregnancy, because your body is changing so many different ways throughout those months and even years following. But I'm going to go over these. So number one, maximize their child's plasticity. So that's your brain and neural development. That's why your child also needs to be adjusted after their birth. Number two is to enhance child's overall health and wellness. So for instance, if you did choose to get your child vaccinated, that does decrease their immune system. So one way to boost it back up is with adjustments. Also with supplements and detox powder. We do have a children's line to get some of that bad stuff out of their bodies. Number three is to strengthen immunity and reduce incidence of colds, earaches, and illnesses. I know a lot of children get earaches all the time when they have been exposed to, different things, vaccines, colds, name it. And of course, antibiotics make it come back like more and more and more. So number four is to help with asthma, breathing difficulties, and allergies. In Colorado, it's crazy right now with allergies and the fires going on. It's very hard to breathe. So get your children in to get them adjusted now that they're going back to school as well. Number five, improve spinal posture. What are the kids doing that they're at home on their computers now? 8 to 10 hours a day. Not good. They're going to get buffalo grandma humps at the age of 15 by the time we're done with all of this. Number six, to improve their child's ability to concentrate. Man, this is huge. If you have children with slow learning disabilities or ADHD or brain fog, or can't sit down for 5 minutes and do their homework, adjustments help with all that, because what we're doing is we're bringing the body and the brain and we're connecting them back together. Number seven, improve their child's ability to assist with behavioral disorders and other greater emotional well-being. So kids are agitated these days. Their tolerance to do anything for more than 10 seconds is just bad.
Yeah.
So helping with that. Number 8, alleviate bedwetting and digestive problems. So Dr. Leanne talked about, giving your baby different formulas that are just filled with synthetic things will mess up their tummies. So we have adjustments that help with that. Number 9, improve quality of sleep. Normally, I hear if babies aren't sleeping or children aren't sleeping, it's because either they don't want to miss something going on in the household, or they have a tummy ache, or they don't feel good. So it's hard to sleep. Also 10, last one, support a proactive lifestyle that will nurture their child's health and longevity. So healthy kids turn into healthy adults. So don't wait. Get your children checked, because later on in life, when we turn into our adults, degeneration in the spine happens. Discs end up getting smaller. Surgeries typically have to happen later down the road. So if you could prevent any of that from happening, why not do it? So bring them in. There you go. That's little Teo.
That's my baby getting adjusted.
Yes. He's always here. It's great. All right. So really quickly, I'm going to run through these supplements. Daily essentials for women. They look like little packages like this. So this is the difference between prenatals and daily essentials. Great things in daily essentials. Women's not hormone imbalance, that's the next one. This has multivitamins. It's good for cognitive function, cardiovascular health, has the vitamin D Dr. Leanne was talking about. It's in those packets. Also, the magnesium is in there, the optimal omega. So pretty much it's a lot cheaper to get a packet versus buying every bottle separately. And I'm so grateful Max Living came out with that.
It's very convenient.
Yes. So women's hormone imbalance is super important for postpartum.
Yes, definitely. It helps
level you out.
Yes, very much needed.
Also, Max Collagen helps function of the body with the physical damage that happened, the nutrient deficiencies since your body just changed and a lot of things just came out, helps with aging process. I love collagen. I put it after every single workout in my water bottle. Helps with structure of skin, hair, nails, especially if you dye your hair all the time like me. It's really good for that. Joints as well. Urinary tract health. This is for any woman. I know for me, I've never had a UTI personally, but I also don't ever want one. So I take this every single day, and it's so cute. They're little pink pills, and I love them. So you just take one a day, which is great because it has apple cider vinegar, which no one likes to take a shot of. It has cranberry juice, which no one likes to drink. So it's perfect that it's all in this one little pill, and it's once a day.
Easy.
But I know especially for women who just had babies, you're more exposed
you are
to UTIs and things like that.
And even during your pregnancy, you're very, very exposed. So this is something that you can add to your daily supplements, and it's going to help you keep you clean, and it's just amazing. The perspective, the prenatal health perspective, this is something that we have that we can give you, and it is pretty cool because it has we go through nutrition, we go through chiropractic care, through detoxing, your mindset, and then your exercise, right? What should you do on a daily basis? It has everything that we kind of talked today, very short, right?
Shorter than an hour and 10 minutes.
I know, there's so much information that we kind of want to give you, but we know we can make this too long. But if you're interested in the perspective, just write down or message us your email, and we will send you that information. If you have any other questions, we can answer you through the email also. This is, of course, our Facebook. This is how you can, that's okay. This is how you can contact us. Our phone number, our address. We're in Santa Fe Drive, where the art district is, between 10th and 11th. So yeah, we we try to do this short, but there's so much information, and we would like to give you. So again, if you're interested in chiropractic care, for right now, for you, for your baby, if there's an issue, call us. We're here to help you. Okay, so either email us or
call,
messages,
DM, whatever all of that.
Yeah, we are here for you. Okay, so thank you for listening to this. Let us know if you have any comments, anything we can help you with. We're here. All right.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.